If you're suffering from back pain, give me a call. Dr. Jeff King with King Clinic Chiropractic, 217-641-0644.
With no other business before the meeting, clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Gale.
Here.
Mann. Here. Dusterhouse. Bauer.
Here.
Holbrook.
Here.
Havermill.
Here.
Barha.
Here.
Sassen.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Lepper. Here. Vasalino.
Here.
Brink.
Here.
Heineke. Here. Oslog.
Here.
13 present, 1 absent.
Your Honor.
Yes, Alderman.
I move we excuse the absent alderman.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
First report is of the Quincy Planning Commission recommending approval of a special permit to register a second living unit as a non-conforming use on property located at 739 South 16th Street.
Your Honor,
Yes, Alderman.
I move we concur with the Plan Commission. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
The next one is recommending approval of the 32-lot subdivision to be known as Lake Ridge 3rd Edition, subject to subdivision checklist.
Move we concur with the Planning Commission. Does this need an ordinance draft?
No.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
And the last plan commission is recommending approval of the site plan for additional parking and a 14,250 square foot addition to the Rack Builders building located at 3809 Dye Road, zoned M3, subject to the property owner combined in PIN number 19-0-0574002-00 with the parcel adjacent to the east.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Alderman.
I move we concur with the Planning Commission.
No, it doesn't.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
Reports of the Traffic Commission. The Traffic Commission recommends that the traffic signals located at the intersection of 8th and Vermont Streets be removed and double stop signs be installed with Vermont Street traffic stopping for cross traffic on South 8th Street. Traffic and pedestrian counts indicate that this intersection does not meet any manual for the uniform traffic control device warrants requiring that the intersection be signalized.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Alderman.
I move we concur with the Traffic Commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
Okay. And the next traffic report. The Traffic Commission recommends that the traffic signals located at the intersection of 8th and Jersey Street be removed and double stop signs be installed with Jersey Street traffic stopping for cross traffic on South 8th Street. Traffic pedestrian counts indicate that this intersection does not meet any manual for uniform traffic control devices warrants requiring that the intersection be signalized.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Alderman.
I move we concur with the Traffic Commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
Of the sales tax report for December to be $929,712.71.
Move that be received and filed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
And the home rule sales tax report for December to be $997,361.08.
Move that take the same course.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
First resolution is Chief of Police, Interim Purchasing Director, and Police Automatic Committee recommend the Quincy Police Department be granted authority to purchase 5 extended warranties from Gym City Ford for $13,875.
Your Honor,
Yes, Alderman.
I'd move that we adopt this resolution.
I'm going to second that, but I got a question for the Chief.
We have a motion and a second. Chief Copley.
Chief, this is just to let the folks at home, we've done this in the past and it has paid off for us, correct?
Yes, we started out with the 2 Chevy Caprices we bought. Those are the first ones, a kind of experiment. We have saved money on those. We've got some on some of our older Fords that haven't quite got there yet before we start using the extended warranty, but so far the experience has been good.
Thank you.
Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Gale. Mann. Aye. Dusterhouse. Bauer.
Aye.
Holbrook.
Aye.
Havermill.
Aye.
Barha.
Aye.
Sassen.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Lepper.
Aye.
Mussolino.
Aye.
Brink.
Aye.
Heineke.
Aye.
Oslog.
Aye.
13 ayes, 1 absent.
The resolution is adopted.
Next resolution is Chief of Police, Police Automatic Committee, and Interim Purchasing Director recommending a license and maintenance fee agreement with Blair Analytics Blair Software Incorporated of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, in the amount of $3,849 for software that details crime analysis information.
Your Honor,
Yes, Alderman.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Gale. Mann.
Aye.
Dusterhouse. Bauer.
Aye.
Holbrook.
Aye.
Havermill.
Aye.
Farha.
Aye.
Sassen.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Lepper.
Aye.
Mussolino.
Aye.
Brink.
Aye.
Heineke.
Aye.
Oslog.
Aye.
13 ayes, 1 absent.
The resolution is adopted.
We have an ordinance up for adoption, and this is the changing of the fiscal year budget.
Move that ordinance be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Mann.
Aye.
Dusterhouse. Bauer.
Aye.
Holbrook.
Aye.
Havermill.
Aye.
Farha.
Aye.
Sassen.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Lepper.
Aye.
Mussolino.
Aye.
Brink.
Aye.
Heineke.
Aye.
Oslog.
Aye.
And you have to vote on this one. Mayor.
Aye. The ordinance is adopted.
14 and 13. 14 and 1. Have an ordinance up for a first presentation.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Alderman.
I move that be read first time by title. Second.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Clerk will now read the ordinance first time by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 29 zoning, Article 15 signs of, or Article 16 signs of the municipal code of the City of Quincy, 1980. Here in its first reading by title.
Your Honor,
Yes, Alderman.
can we bring Chuck up here
Sure.
for a little more explanation on this too?
I guess the best thing to say is I've been working with a local sign company to address electronic message centers for institutional uses such as churches, which they have the sign company currently has a client that they're working with. After reviewing a number of examples of LED technology and its application in residential zoning district, I was convinced there are ways to make the signs workable so they're not intrusive, bright, or obnoxious to the residential neighbors nearby. So the conditions that the Planning Commission went through, and they went through a couple drafts of those conditions that you have tonight, basically establishes some standards where the signs have a dark background. I think I sent you out examples that a sign company sent me today of the different types of signs and how the dark backgrounds can be used for these institutional type signs. And they're generally toned down significantly from the traditional commercial LED sign that you see along a commercial corridor. The other things that we put in there were the no scrolling, blinking components to it to keep the signs from being a distraction to the adjacent residences. So we also put in hours of operation so that you're not going to have late night signage or lights. So those are some of the general conditions. There's a number of other conditions in the ordinance, but that's generally the gist of it.
Are there any additional questions? Alderman
Your
Havermill.
Honor, yeah, Chuck. I mean, basically, if memory serves, I think we've allowed variances or special permits for how many? Probably, what, 4 or 5 in the last?
The most recent signs that's gone up were for churches for LED signs. Those were commercially zoned.
Okay.
We did do a variance for the high school.
Okay.
So that was a specific location where it was a school institution who wanted a LED sign, and that went through a variance process to get that allowed.
Okay. And I mean, basically, this will only come into effect when it's abutting up against residential or zoned residential.
Yeah, if it's in a residential zoning district, then it requires a special permit.
Okay.
Which means it's going to go through the process. The conditions are listed, which they have to meet. And obviously, the planning commission and council has to weigh in on it.
And so it's not blanket approval, it's just setting the guidance.
Right.
Okay.
Any additional questions? Alderman Ryan.
Chuck,
Yes, I'm sorry.
it's all right. In your Section 2, Amendment 2 of the, I think that's the ordinance,
Yes?
Section 2, or I'm sorry, Amendment 2 deletes paragraph titled H, charitable or public bulletin boards.
Right.
What is the effect of deleting that?
We incorporated that same language into the special permit, and right now, there's an exempt provision that says that charitable bulletin boards don't need a sign permit. Well, that opens up a conflict with what we have in other sections of the code will require churches to have signs permits. And so this clarifies that in my mind. We just shouldn't be having that type of language in my mind in the ordinance that allows one hand an exemption, yet all these other churches have come in and got sign permits for their signs. So technically, just for a bulletin board, you would be, a church or a charitable organization would be exempt. But frankly, in my 20 years with the city, we've never had a case come up where we exempt out a sign for a church. They've always pulled permits.
They didn't need to, but they did anyway.
Well, now depends on what element of the sign you want to look at. If you're just talking about the reader board, technically, if you consider that a directory, that would be exempt. But now the sign itself, whatever else components, the name of the church, location, all that would require a sign permit. So it just is confusing to me to have that in there.
Are there any additional questions? Thank you, Chuck.
The report of the Finance Committee, transfers to be $134,481, expenditures to be $731,185.63, and payroll to be $121,524.12. Firehouse, Sass, and Havermill Committee.
Move the report be received and the vouchers issued for the various amounts.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Gale. Mand. Duster House. Bauer.
Aye.
Holbrook.
Aye.
Havermill.
Aye.
Farha.
Aye.
Sassen.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Klepper.
Aye.
Mussolino.
Aye.
Brink.
Aye.
Heinecke. Oslog.
Aye.
13 ayes, 1 absent.
So ordered.
And the next order of business is a request to speak by Mr. Ash.
Move we suspend the rules and allow the speaker to speak.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Mr. Ash, if you can come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and I'll remind you that you have 5 minutes.
Russell Ash, 2704 Kentucky Road. Thank you for your time today. I'd like to state a couple of facts. Number one, as I best understand it, Comcast pays the city money to operate in the city. Also, Amron does the same. Now, with that information, I would like to make the following statement. Wouldn't it be wise for the city to consider how to discuss and get additional revenue from the outside trash contractors? My first question would be to Alderman Gale. Alderman Gale, do you think the city needs more money?
For those at home, that's everybody needs more money.
That wasn't the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, we can't do a question and answer session
I
back and
can't?
forth.
All
No.
right, well then I'll make it a group, which I figured you were going to do that. Is, do all of you on the council think that it's important to make more money? Okay, number two, more important, do you all think that a 5 or a 7% charge to the outside contractors would be fair and important to the money generated for the city? Are there any no's or yeses, or are we going to be...
I think they probably want to see a proposal, which is going to go before Garbage and Recycle Committee.
All right, now do I get to make a proposal, or how
Well,
do
you're
I...
more than welcome to, Russell.
Okay, all right, well then I'll make a proposal, because I think it's important to where you can get some extra money, and everybody will be happy. All right? Are there any other questions for me?
All right.
Your Honor, I appreciate your time. Yeah, please.
Of course you can, Alderman, you can.
Well,
I'm sorry, what kind of-
actually, I think it's about $200,000 a year.
All right.
Okay, that's my, and I'm not sure that I'm right, but I don't think I'm wrong. Too
Okay.
much.
All right.
What about that, Mr. Farrar? Where are we?
It might be a little high, to be honest. I think originally when I proposed 7%, I used a number that I thought was 30 or 40,000. But
Yeah.
the point is that we originally tried initially on my amendment. We talked about 7%. The legal department, there were some questions as to whether or not there's any model to do that in the state of Illinois, and I'll let legal counsel comment to that. But then the second proposal that I had was $500 per truck for the waste haulers. But there is obviously a third alternative, and that is just to enforce the ordinance.
Yeah, there was not an example in the state of Illinois to just do a franchise fee on the percentage of the gross sales. So I know that legal's researching that, and then we'll present options, and that'll ultimately get taken before this council.
Okay, so as they research it, then I should come up with a proposal, or is it Alderman going to do it? I'm just trying to make sure.
Oh, you could shoot me a proposal via email,
Okay.
and we can send it to legal, take a look at. We always encourage citizen input.
All right. How about a regular type something?
Oh, that'd be
can
wonderful.
email?
That'd be good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your courtesy.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion to resume sitting as City Council. We have a motion, a second. All those in favor? Opposed? We are now sitting as City Council. Any new business, Madam Clerk? Alderman Gale. Alderwoman Mann.
I'd like to speak to Chuck after the meeting. Otherwise, nothing. Thank you.
Alderman Bauer.
No, sir.
Alderman Holt.
No, sir.
Alderman Havermill.
Yes, and I should have prepped him before this, but I do have a question for Jeff. Just contact our engineer and utilities director.
Yes, sir.
Jeff, a few weeks ago we had talked about, or almost a month ago now, we had talked about making Quincy's, I can't remember the terminology for
Quiet zone?
Quiet zone for
Yes.
trains, and you had sent me some information about that it had a pretty healthy cost to it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said it was upwards of around $100,000 a crossing
Per crossing.
per crossing. And
And
how many crossings?
There was
are-
3 crossings that needed to be upgraded.
Okay,
so
so-
about $300,000.
Yeah, so at this point in time, and I appreciate your research and looking into that again and bringing that issue back up, but at this point where we're at with other things, I think we have other things to spend money on other than that. But I would like to keep that in the conversation,
Certainly.
moving forward for capital and things like that in
Okay.
following years. So,
Absolutely.
and I do, again, appreciate all your effort. Thank you very much,
Quite
Jim.
welcome.
Any additional business?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I just have a couple things. It's political season again, and there are a lot of political yard signs out. There are a few in the right-of-ways, and so if you know of candidates or their campaign managers, if you could instruct them to take those yard signs pretty much behind the curb, that's a good rule of thumb. Or if you look at an Ameren utility pole that's behind that, that will kind of give you some direction. Obviously, tomorrow's election day. So we do encourage everyone to go out and participate. However, if there are yard signs that are in the right-of-way, then if we get enough complaints, we'll be forced to remove them. So we don't want to do that because it's the candidate's property, so if they could just make sure they're properly placed. Second, we've got a member of the Boy Scouts here in the crowd today, so we appreciate you coming to visit us and spending your St. Patrick's Day learning about city government. Alderman Farha.
No, thank you.
Alderman Sass.
Yes, sir. Have we set a date for the citywide cleanup yet?
We haven't.
Okay. Well, get that to me. I've got a couple calls on that already.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all.
Alderman Ryan.
Yes, I got 2 things. One, I'd like to commend the Traffic Commission for reviewing the removal of those stop signs. So the commission does a fine job, so thank you. That's progress, I think. And Chief Copley, if I could ask you to step forward, please. Got a question. Chief, could you just go over the ordinance about people walking in the street as opposed to on the sidewalk?
Yes, if there are sidewalks available and accessible, then they may not walk in the street. It would be illegal to walk in the street. They must use a sidewalk. If there are no sidewalks accessible or available, then they can walk in the street. They need to walk as close to the curb as they can and walk against traffic instead of with traffic. And then crossing the street, they need to make sure that they cross direct. If they're not in a crosswalk, that they cross directly across and not linger in the traffic.
I appreciate that, sharing that information. It's becoming the walking season again,
Yes.
and it's dangerous to walk in the street. And
I might also add that if you're out early morning or in the evening, to wear something reflective or at least bright, not dark.
thank you.
Any additional business? Alderwoman Levy.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Alderman Mussolino.
No new business, Your Honor.
Alderman Brink.
No, thank you.
Alderwoman Heineke.
I'd like to see Jim Murphy afterwards, please.
Alderman Holschlag.
No new business.
Move we adjourn.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are now adjourned.